you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I thought it'd be fun to sit down and share a recent haul that I did from Ulta. I don't do these all that often. In fact, I try to avoid going in Ulta because it really is just kind of a dangerous place for me. It's one of those things that I can't come out of Ulta not spending more money than I feel comfortable with. So I usually try to avoid going in there in the first place. Same thing with Sephora. Quick little backstory. I did have my shopping cart on Ulta's website full of things that I needed and wanted to try. I'm getting close to being out of my IT Cosmetics CC cream, so that's something that I know I need to purchase. And then there were a couple things I wanted to try. The Jaclyn Hill palette, which I've been eyeing for a very long time now. I know that palette's been out for quite a long time. Also, some products from Model's Own that I wanted to try, some Makeup Revolution products. But I was driving by an Ulta and I decided, you know, maybe I should go inside and see if they have the things in my cart at my Ulta, which I should have known. That's always a red flag. I mean, shipping is free on Ulta as long as you spend 50 bucks, which is very easy to do. So I should have known that it's never a good idea to go in Ulta, especially if you have an intention of something that you want to buy, because 9 times out of 10, at least for me, I come out with almost nothing that I planned on buying and with a whole lot of things I did not plan on buying. But I am excited about the things that I picked up. Okay, so when I went into Ulta, the first thing that I was looking for was some Morphe products to see if they had Morphe inside my Ulta store. Have any of you guys seen Morphe inside Ulta? I know they sell it on their website, but I haven't seen it inside my store, and maybe it's not at any of the Ulta stores because I've been to quite a few. While I was looking for something from Morphe, I happened to walk by the Urban Decay display and I saw their little display for the Kristen Leanne collaboration that they did. And I've heard a lot of people talking very highly of the eyeshadow palettes. I went ahead and swatched some of the eyeshadows, and honestly, instantly I grabbed that palette and put it inside my bag because there was something extra special about these shadows. I could tell from the finger swatch. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, where you finger swatch something at Sephora or Ulta and you can just tell like when something is really, really good quality. So what I ended up picking up, I should probably mention that, is the smaller palette. I got the Kristen Leanne Daydreamer eyeshadow palette. This thing is amazing. Honestly, let me open this up for you and kind of show you guys. This is kind of what the back, the front, and the back looks like. So here is the actual palette inside. It has frosting on it, which honestly, just saying that word makes me hungry. It is almost lunchtime. I am really hungry. But it's so adorable. I just think it is so cute. But this is the actual palette. It comes with a brush. These are the shades that it comes with. Looking at this at first sight, this is very, very basic. Like there's nothing super exciting about this palette. These eyeshadows are not even very large by any means, but there really is something special about the formulation of these shadows. They are so rich and creamy, and those are the type of shadows that I just get so much joy out of using. It's a really good quality matte eyeshadow, and I think this will create a really beautiful kind of standard eyeshadow look all by itself, but it's also a really great palette to add on to other palettes that I have or other individual shadows that I have. This was $24. These are just really, really good quality. I think I'm really going to enjoy using this. I will let you guys know. I will try to do a haul update. I really love when people do those. I'll try to do an update and let you guys know what I really think about this, but I am pretty certain that I'm going to love this. So after my little rendezvous with Urban Decay, I wandered over to the Stila section because I wanted to try and swatch the liquid eyeshadows and glitters that so many people have been raving about. So I was very curious. So I went over and swatched several of the colors that they had. They had both liquid glitters and also liquid shimmers. I am much more of a shimmer type of fan. I like a more refined shimmer when I'm doing something glittery or reflective. It's just my personal preference. I'm not a huge glitter fan. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but it's not something I think I would get as much use out of as the shimmers. And their liquid shimmers were absolutely stunning. I mean, the finish of those is just so refined and beautiful. I think they're really a beautiful product. So I did end up putting the liquid shimmer in the color Kitten, which I know is a very classic color from Stila, into my bag. But as I was walking around the store, I don't know, I was having a little bit of that kind of like pre-buyer's remorse kind of feeling. I couldn't get over the fact that this one individual eyeshadow was $24. But for my budget, like $24 for an individual eyeshadow is just a lot of money for me to spend. So as I was wandering around Ulta, I did notice the Essence brand had quite a few new products in their little display, and they happen to have some liquid eyeshadows as well. And they also had testers, which I always appreciate when they have testers at Ulta by the drugstore products. So the first one that I got is this gold color, and it is the color Solar Explosion. It's a very kind of neutral gold color that has, I think it veers more on kind of the champagne-y type of gold than like a deep, like very brassy type of gold. It's very, very neutral, but also very reflective and very, very pretty. I think this one is probably gonna be one of my most used ones. I'm really excited to use this. I also picked up the color Stars and Stories. This is just kind of a very reflective pinky purple color. Very beautiful lid shade. It looked a lot like the Stila Kitten one with a little bit more purple in it than pink. But I think this will be so, so beautiful. Really excited to use this one. The next one that I got is Second to Mars. This is kind of a peachy pink with a gold reflect in it. Also very pretty. I will say I think that this one, I think it's a little bit more pink than I would like, but I was thinking that if I combine this kind of champagne gold color with this one, it might create a very beautiful shade. And I love mixing things together. I don't know why, but I do. The last one that I picked up was the green color. This is in the color Supernova. It's a very interesting green. It's kind of it's like a mix between like a gray green and kind of a mint green. It's very, very interesting. I don't think I've seen or definitely don't have a lot of green colors like this in my collection. I don't wear a lot of green, but it's one of those colors that I really want to kind of dip my toes into and try and use a little bit more often because I just think it's so pretty. So I'm really excited to use these. I will let you guys know what I think of them as I've used them a few times. Hopefully they last really well. $5 a piece. That's a huge cost savings. If you're interested in the Stila shimmers or glitters, these I think are a really good alternative. While I was at the Essence display, it looked like everything had just been kind of freshly stocked there. They had a lot of stuff, and Essence is usually one of the brands at Ulta that is kind of picked over quite a bit. But they did have the Volume Stylist Mascara, which I've also heard this talked about a few times. And I have to say, you guys, I used this when I got back into my car. This just shows how impatient I am. I immediately will start swatching things when I get into my car. Like I get really excited to like open the bag and start swatching things. Does anybody else do that? But I had a very small amount of mascara on my eyelashes already, so I went ahead and put on just a coat of this really quickly when I got into my car, and I was blown away. This, I mean, just what it did on my lashes that already had a small coat of mascara on, it was amazing. So I'm really excited to give this like a really good test. I will let you guys know what my thoughts are, how it worked for me. So right next to the Essence display was the Catrice display. And this is a brand that I have not tried anything out from yet. And I have heard quite a few people talking about this liquid camouflage concealer from Catrice. So I was very curious about this one. I went ahead and picked up the shade 020 Light Beige, which I think is like the darkest shade. This is insanely light. I cannot believe how they only had 3 shades and all 3 of them were for like someone that is like porcelain. I mean, these are very, very light in color. I have very fair skin. This was the darkest shade they had there. I don't know about online, but if you had any darker skin than me, which is probably 90% of the population, you probably couldn't use this concealer, at least this color. So that was a little bit disappointing, but I do think that this shade will work really well for me. I'm excited to give this a better try. I've only swatched on my hand, and I think it feels very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape, but not quite as fast drying. I think the Tarte Shape Tape is just a little bit too dry for my under eye area. This one felt a little bit more kind of moisturizing and slippery, but it has really high coverage. So I'm excited to try this out. Again, I will let you guys know how it goes. Also from Catrice, I picked up one of their brown eyeliner pencils. This is just their standard, I think it was $2.99 Kohl eyeliner pencil. I love a good brown sharpened pencil. I know a lot of people don't like these and don't like to fuss with sharpening a pencil, which I totally understand, but for some reason, probably because I've been using them for so many years, I really like them. I like being able to create a nice sharp tip. I like how richly pigmented some of them are. They're not all that way. But this one, I have tried it. It is pretty amazingly pigmented. I think this might even give my Wet n Wild pencil a run for its money. It is very, very rich, which I really love, a rich, dark brown eyeliner. Last thing I picked up from Catrice, just a small product of theirs. This is their eyebrow stylus pencil. This again is a sharpenable pencil. They did have a tester of this one there, and it was really, really firm, which I really love, especially if it's going to be a sharpenable brow pencil, which usually I try to stay clear of, because unlike the eyeliner pencils, I find a brow pencil is absolutely essential to have a nice fine tip that's very nice and sharp. So typically pencils that are going to dull down too much, I usually try and avoid, but this was just a couple of dollars and I really did like the consistency of it. I think it will stay sharp for quite a long time. I love the color of it as well. It's the perfect kind of ashy but not too gray color that's just the right kind of darkness for me. So the last two products that I picked up were from Makeup Revolution. Now they had a sale going on of buy two get one free, which is a really great deal. I think that's one of the better sales at Ulta. And there was one product in particular that I've been meaning to pick up from Makeup Revolution because mine broke, and it's a product that I really, really love. And it is the Vivid Baked Bronzer in the color Golden Days. Now this says it is a bronzer, but I would consider this a blush. It's definitely a little bit more, I don't know that you can pick it up on camera. It's a little bit more kind of like a rose gold type of shade. This is a very beautiful kind of, I almost would call this like a bronzer topper. It kind of acts as a very goldeny blush. So if you're wanting a very golden kind of look on your cheeks, this is the perfect blush to pair on top of your regular bronzer. This color actually reminds me a lot of Margin by MAC. They definitely aren't exact dupes for each other, but it just has the same kind of bronzy, glowy, golden kind of effect that MAC's Margin has. And MAC's Margin happens to be one of my all-time very favorite blushes. This one is very similar to that. I really, really love this. It looks so beautiful and healthy and glowy on the cheeks. It gives you kind of that perfect, honestly, you could use this by itself and have it kind of serve as your blush slash bronzer slash highlight. I really, really love this. Highly recommend this. I've been using it for years. Because I felt like I had to buy two more things from Makeup Revolution, I did end up picking up this eyeshadow palette. Now this has been compared to the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. It has kind of a very similar feel to it. I've been swatching the Modern Renaissance palette pretty much every time I go into Sephora or Ulta lately, and just kind of really wanting it, but not quite ready to pull the trigger yet. I thought this would be a good opportunity to kind of try out these types of shades to see if I really, really will like wear these as much as I like to think that I would. Because I have to be honest, I think these kind of colors are so beautiful, but they kind of intimidate me a little bit. I'm just not sure that I can really pull off these kind of pink shades like other people can. But I'm excited to test this out and see if this is the type of palette that, and the type of colors that I would really love. And then maybe I will, at some point this year, take the plunge and get the Modern Renaissance palette, because I know so many people speak highly of that palette and it really does swatch so nicely in person. So I am excited to give this a try, and I will let you guys know kind of what my thoughts are as I try that out a little bit more. So the last thing that I got from Makeup Revolution was the liquid highlighters that they have. One thing I have to say about Makeup Revolution, and I'm not really sure that I'm not trying to make any sort of like stand against this, or that I don't even really have an opinion one way or the other, because I kind of have different feelings about it. But they definitely do some serious copycatting of some other companies. I mean, these look identical to the Cover FX drops. They're beautiful packaging, and I will say the actual product inside of here swatched. I haven't tried it out on my face yet, but they're very, very beautiful. I mean, this is in the color Champagne. It's a very pretty, like very microfine, iridescent kind of shimmer. I think this is gonna be so pretty as a highlight, or also maybe even used underneath my foundation. I haven't tried it yet, but I will let you guys know kind of what my thoughts are on this. Let me know if you guys want to hear how this works for me. But that is all that I picked up from Ulta. Let me know what you guys thought about this. If you like this type of video, also let me know if you guys want to see a haul update on the products that I picked out after I've had a chance to really test them out and use them, kind of give you a more in-depth kind of review of what my thoughts are of those products. I really appreciate when other people do those types of videos, because I think they're super helpful. I would love to hear from you guys either way. Please leave a comment below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and most importantly, please subscribe to my channel. I would really love to have you guys on board. Thank you guys so much for watching and stopping by today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. If I do hauls, which is not super often, they're pretty small, so don't get overly excited. Don't leave, but don't get overly excited. That's a pretty good sell. I mean, that's a 33.33% discount to be exact. Good math, Mandy. Good math. Oh, he's blushing. What do you say? I bet you know. I know you know. I've seen you do this before. What does every person on YouTube say at the end of their video?
What is it so with? Oh, so that is the end of today's video. Subscribe and comment below what you want me to do next, and give me a thumbs up. And see you on my next video.
Perfect. Wow.